Nice, Mara, Arissa, and Nancy.
Yeah, welcome back to Beyond the Sessions. My name, again, is Nancy Rodriguez. I'm the SI Assistant Coordinator. And our guest today is Arissa, our Chem 1B SI Leader.
Yay!
So, Kurt,
All right, now.
No, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Obviously, we know you're a Chem 1B SI Leader, but your major, what brought you to Fresno State?
Okay, so I'm an environmental occupational health science major, so that's in like the public health realm. So basically my job description or like my major thing is like making sure kind of the public is safe. So like in different environments, so it could be like lab testing food and stuff,
Okay.
or it can be more like in the workplace, like OSHA type thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? I can't even remember the title. Environmental Occupational
Health science.
Health Science. Okay. What made you interested in that in the first place?
Well, because like at first when I was younger, I wanted to be a nurse really bad, and then I switched to like environmental science. So I feel like this is like a perfect middle ground because I couldn't decide when I was like picking my major. I couldn't decide between nursing or like environmental science, and this one's kind of both. It's like how the environment impacts people. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Yeah, it's not a common major out here either.
It's very small. I think like 60 people graduate like a year with it.
Oh, wow.
Like it's super small.
Okay, interesting. So, what brought you to Fresno State specifically?
I live 5 minutes away.
Okay.
I live right down the street. So that was a big factor. And then like, I feel
walk
like...
on over.
Yeah.
Or in your case, scoot on.
Yeah, scoot on over, yeah. But I feel, because I applied to a lot of other schools and I was like committed to going to Fullerton. Like, I like thought I was gonna go. I like toured the campus and everything. And then I got another cat. And then I was like, I can't leave my cat. And then I was like, I'm committing. I was like, I'm staying home.
Because of the cats.
Oh, definitely, because of my cats.
Okay. So in terms of, being a student on campus, because this is your sophomore standing? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
What made you interested in the SI leader position?
Well, all my SI leaders are great because I had Jennifer, like her last semester in Chem 1A before she became a mentor, and then I had Layla for Chem 1B before she became a mentor. So I feel like I had just a great experience because obviously they got promoted, so they're like the best of the best. So like having them and like I went to Chem 1A, I didn't really go to like every single session, but for Chem 1B, for Chem 1B I went to all of them though. I went to like every single one and I had I don't know, it was just really fun. Like Layla made it really inviting and I was there all the time and I was like, I could do what Layla does, maybe, I think I could do it. And then I got the email and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna apply.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your interview. I know we were talking about it the other day.
My cat was in the background and I kept looking at him in the back and Nancy was like, I could see your cat. I was like, oh, okay, sorry. Ooh, I'm so sorry. And then we had this whole conversation about me not being able to find the invite, that had the description that I had to
prepare an activity.
Yeah, prepare an activity. But another person who applied for SI told me, so then I was able to prepare something. And we went through a whole search trying to find it, and we never found the email for my invite.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Because we looked through both of my emails too.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I was like, how did you even get here then?
Yeah. I was like, they told me. Thankfully.
Yeah. And, well, you got the job.
Yay!
And you plan to stick around.
I do plan to stick around.
I mean, so what is it about, you in your first semester of being an SI leader, what was the experience like for you? Because, I think it's one thing to be a student who attended both Jennifer and Layla's sessions, and then, you get the email, you get the interview, but actually going through your first semester is not easy.
No, at the beginning I was like, oh, I'm feeling so bad. During my sessions, the thing is I feel like I'm hard on myself and I know what I need to improve on. I know what I have to do. And I feel at the beginning I was kicking myself down a lot because I was it's not where it should be. It's not where my sessions that I've attended to in the past are at, if that makes sense, from the student's perspective. So at the beginning I was really struggling with it. And I feel I do struggle with certain aspects still, implementing things into the session or like the study skill in the games and things like that, but I feel like I've come a long way. And like I think I was like very nervous about the students and like talking to them, like talking to people like I didn't know and like being like, I need you to write on the whiteboard about this. Like I was like, ooh. But now that I like know them more, it's like more comfortable and I'm not like so like nervous.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you're comparing yourself to SI leaders who were not in their first semester. Like they had a couple semesters. At that point, I think Jennifer was 3 semesters in as well. So that also, it can be, they're looking at somebody who's had time to, you know, refine their skills a bit, kind of knows what to expect and set themselves up for hopefully better success. So I think a lot of new SI leaders can kind of struggle, or like even when at the beginning of the semester when we do like mock sessions and it's like mentors facilitating, it's like, well, clearly they've done this a while. It's not as intimidating for them anymore. I hope not. But yeah, so it's definitely a transition. But what have you enjoyed most about being an SI leader?
I think it's just like everyone, like I guess like the community. I think that was the question I literally asked you in my interview, and I was like, oh yeah, she loved that question because I was like, what's the culture like? And she's like, how's everyone that works here? And I was like, yes. I was like, oh my god, yeah, exactly. And then so like everyone's just like really nice. Like I've made like so many friends, and like everyone's like inviting and like opening. Like I've never like I can just sit down next to anyone and I can be like, hey, and they have like if they're in office hours and they have their little name tag, I'm like, hey, and then we'll just like talk about like absolutely like I guess like anything.
Yeah, you even come to my office and say, hey.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing? What are you holding? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Oh, you're having lunch.
Oh, lunch is right now. Why are you not at lunch yet? It's 12.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So it's the environment. And, you know, I think, like you said, you get more comfortable with also your sessions and facilitating that, right? So if you're looking at next semester, what's something that you kind of, knowing what you know now, would hope to maybe do differently?
Maybe, like, my planning forms. I feel like that could set me up for, like, success, like, a lot better next semester. Like, because me and Layla have been working on that, like, just being more detailed, like, putting every situation down in every scenario and being just, like, more intentional with everything. And I also want to be more creative. Like, I want things to, like, be more fun. I'm going to look at Chelsea's planning forms.
Yeah, that's definitely a great reference. Chelsea would agree with that. What was maybe the most challenging part for you transitioning into this role, or maybe what you were like, oh, I didn't expect that part?
Like being more comfortable with presenting. Like I knew that was part of like the sessions and the job, but like having our elevator speech, like having that in front of the whole class at the beginning of the semester, and also like during training, like presenting to like mentors and just groups and presenting our elevator speech too. Like I get very nervous and I get very red and then I talk very fast. So that was like a big thing that I had to adjust to, because like I am outspoken, I guess, but in a lot of situations I'm like the opposite and I'm like, no, like I don't want to do that. Yeah. So like I've been getting more comfortable with like sharing my opinions, or like, just like overall presenting to people.
Yeah, and with more time you'll be even more comfortable with it. But yeah, it's definitely, and like, it's one thing like, you know, talking to your peers or talking to people on your team, and then, like you're looking at a classroom, you're talking, it's more polished, if you will, and I think the setting can just be a little bit more intimidating, but essentially you're trying to, it's like a sales pitch, right? You're trying to convince students to come to SI. So, yeah. What would you say are some of the skills that you've maybe noticed that you've either strengthened or gained? And it could be kind of what you were also talking about just now, is like the public speaking part, or?
Definitely public speaking. I also think like awkward silences, because like for redirecting a lot, like waiting the time like after you ask a question and like having it sit with them, or like it's so hard when someone asks you a question and you know it, and to be like, oh, I can't tell you, like it's very like hard. And I think I had to learn that, like not the hard way, but like I definitely at the beginning was like, oh, like I'll just tell you, like I can't deal with like the awkwardness, but I've gotten a lot better at like dealing with it and just being like, oh, I don't know. And like just redirecting, like well, maybe look at your notes for that. Right. And like I just feel like watching them struggle is hard too. Like when you know it, especially.
Yeah, so you just kind of want to step in. Yeah, that's a very common struggle. Yeah. Okay. In terms of, maybe looking at this semester, obviously you have a mentor, and it could be your mentor, it could be other leaders as well, because I know you guys like to yap in office hours.
Oh my gosh, it's so bad. I never get anything done, like, at all. Like,
yeah, I already know which group it is too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what would you say is maybe something like that you've kind of learned or picked up from other leaders? If you've gotten any like advice that has been helpful?
I think Alexa kind of helps me. Like, she gives me a lot of ideas, like for sessions specifically, because I feel like I always get like, there's always a point where I get stuck. Like, I always get stuck somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I always like end up asking the people around me, I'm like, what do I do? Like, what do you do? So I think she gave me like good session ideas. And then Marissa,
Mm-hmm.
she asks everyone, like every time she's around, she's like, what's your favorite activity? Like, what's your favorite activity? And I'll sit there and I'll listen, and then I'm like, what did she say? Like, oh, okay,
You're just
yeah.
eavesdropping?
Yeah, I like
Content.
eavesdrop, and I'm like, oh yeah, bingo. I'm like,
Nice.
that's great.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I mean, as long as the yapping is productive and you're getting.
Sometimes it's productive. Other times it's like not productive at all.
We'll have to revisit office hours policies as well. So, kind of, we talked about your experience in SI. Kind of going back to you, are you the first in your family to go to college?
I am. My mom didn't, like, she went to cosmetology school,
Okay.
but that doesn't count. I'm pretty sure. Like, for like 4-year, like,
Yeah.
like whatever. So, no, I'm like the first one.
Okay. What was that experience like for you?
It was hard because like I didn't know anything, so like I wasn't checking my email like over the summer before, and I like didn't know how financial aid worked or like any of that. Like, we did fill out the FAFSA, but like all of that, it was like hard, and there was times where I was like, oh, like I have no clue how this works, like absolutely at all, or like even oh my god, Gerline was my dog days leader though, so she really did help me. Like she pulled through for that, because I was like I don't know how to do this, like I don't know how this works, like how do I register for classes, like, so I was like lost, like it was hard.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Gerline.
I know.
But it is, and I think that's a very common scenario for a lot of students at this campus specifically, right? Like, you don't have, like, when somebody hasn't gone through college, nobody knows how to guide you. Like, even if you ask them for help, it's like, well, how much can I help you? I've never gone through it myself. So I think that can be a lot of pressure for students and can be overwhelming. So like when people maybe come underprepared or just don't know, it's like, who do I seek out, right? And so I'm glad that, Gerline or in off days were able to kind of help provide clarity, but I think it can also be very overwhelming for a lot of students. So, do you have siblings?
No, I'm the only child, so it's like just me. It's like just me, my mom, and like our like 4 dogs and 2 cats.
Okay. Yeah. So, what, being the first, well, I guess what made you decide then to pursue a degree?
Well, when I was growing up, my mom never told me that there was a choice. She was like, you're going to college.
Okay. So
Like,
then
I feel like
decision.
if I didn't want to go, I don't think she would have been like super angry or like mad about it. But she like set me up for that. And I also I like school. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, I like school.
Yeah.
And so like during like just like high school, like I was like trying to figure out my options, like if I wanted to leave, if I wanted to stay, or like what did I want to do, because I knew I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do specifically.
But now you do.
Yeah, now I do, and I'm committed.
Yeah. Just looking out for everyone's safety.
Mhm.
Okay, so what is something that people wouldn't know about you unless they kind of took the time to ask?
I feel like there's like maybe a couple things, kind of. I've been a vegetarian for like 7 years.
Okay.
Ish. Like since like middle school.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, like the whole environmental factor really like pushed me to not eat meat anymore. And then also like I'm a very stubborn person.
Okay.
And a lot of people are like, that's not gonna last. Or like, oh my gosh, I hate this.
I mean, I'd say 7 years is pretty committed.
7 years is really committed. Everyone's like, oh, if you tried my barbecue. And I'm like, I don't want to try your barbecue. Like, I don't care. Like all my uncles are like, you just gotta try it. I'm
Are you
like,
the only
no.
vegetarian?
Yeah.
That way, okay.
I am the only one. But like at least my grandma makes me like cheese tamales or like
Nice.
bean ones,
Yeah.
so it's like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not missing out too much.
Okay, so it was fueled by learning more that
Mhm.
you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
My first name's Arissa Dawn. The front desk thinks I think the front desk thinks my name's Dawn, and I go by
okay.
Arissa. Or like they were telling Arisha that I have a different name, or
'Cause
something like that.
It's in your email though, right?
It is in my email, but everyone thinks it's like my last name. But I just have
Dawn.
2 first names and no middle name.
Oh.
Yeah, like no middle
Oh
name.
wait,
like my
your name's
first,
Arissa Dawn?
Yeah, so my first name's Arissa Dawn, but I just go by Arissa.
Ah,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought Dawn was a middle name too.
Yeah,
actually,
like
when I saw
everyone
it.
thinks that it's like a middle name, but it's just my first name, and then my last name's Rodriguez.
Arissa Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's definitely a shocker for me. Now I have to go correct a whole mentor dean.
Oh.
Well, you go.
I feel like I'm in
Arissa.
trouble when people are like Arissa Dawn. I'm like, oh my god,
No,
like
yeah.
what did I do?
No, well, you prefer to go just by Arissa.
Yeah, it's just easier. And like I feel like it's like it's a weird first
Where did
name.
Where did that come from though?
My mom thought Marissa was too basic, and all the girls in my family, like we all have the middle name Dawn. Well, not me. So my mom.
It's their middle names, but it's your name.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's weird because I was like, Mom, like, why did you do that? Like, it's not my middle name. Like, you didn't kind of, like, really carry on the tradition. She's like,
Yeah.
Marissa was too basic, so I took off the M, and then I just added Dawn. I was like, okay. I was like, sure. All right, Mom.
Yeah, that is your legal name?
Yeah.
Okay. So, any other fun facts?
I don't think so. I feel like everyone can gather from this that I, like, love my cats because I talk about them so much.
Yeah, I know.
I ride a pink scooter around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like everyone knows that. I love my pink scooter. I have the same birthday as Stephanie.
Oh.
August 12th.
There you go. Yeah, we usually have training during those times, so I feel a little bit bad that it lands on that. Well, last time I didn't, but yeah,
No.
that is a fun fact. There you go. Yeah, the scooter's over there. We're not able to get it in the frame, but it's making a presence.
Yeah, always.
Okay, so Arissa, we'll go ahead and kind of wrap up with some rapid fire questions, okay? So what is your favorite thing to eat on campus?
Taco Bell.
Okay, what do you get there?
A Crunchwrap, a black bean Crunchwrap, and their nacho fries.
Okay. Favorite season of the year?
Fall.
Dream vacation destination?
Grease.
Favorite movie genre?
Like action, but like action romance.
Like what?
I don't know, like it's very specific, like mostly action, but like a little bit of romance. I can't think of anything specific right now.
Yeah, I'm curious. Who's your favorite artist?
Like music?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I feel like I don't really have one. 'Cause I listen to so much.
Okay, like a couple then.
Can I do like genres?
Oh, sure.
So I listen like to, I feel like everything. So like I'll listen to rock, like metal, and then I'll listen to like 2000s, like I guess party music.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess. And then like I told you this and you were like, what is that? Like divorced dad music. It's like it's like kind of metal, but it's not metal and it's more like soft. Like
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
yeah, and then honestly, like I'll listen to country or like rap, like pretty much anything. It just like depends on my mood.
Gotcha. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Like you know people who can do things really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that, so I can like do my homework really fast or like study really
Just
fast.
speed?
Yeah, and then I can speed, and then I can just like lay down.
Okay. What's your spirit animal?
A cat. I feel like that's not a surprise.
No. I feel like that also matches you.
Yeah.
What about your Starbucks order or Dutch Bros?
Oh, okay. I don't like Starbucks that much. So from Dutch, I get a kicker, which is a coffee, and then I get like soft top.
I love soft top. I always get soft top too. Alrighty, Arissa. Well, thank you for making time. I've been nagging you to be on the podcast, so hopefully somebody learned something new about you, or at least confirmed what we probably already knew about you. But thanks for being on the podcast.
I know this was fun.